Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yo, bad news. Oscar, I do believe he makes a strong case to be. Oscar De La Hoya said something. Not many people have talked about it, so I'ma talk about it right now in this video. And it's about his biggest star, the biggest name that he has in Golden Boy Promotions, Ryan Garcia. That's right. So I'm gonna break it down, give you guys my thoughts, and tell you why it's concerning. So Oscar De La Hoya, he did his weekly show, Clapback Thursdays. He had a lot of different things to say. Some about Eddie Hearn. He also talked about Shakur Stevenson. But I made a video, a very detailed video about Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Schofield. The video can be found on my channel. Make sure you guys give that a listen to. It's a detailed, unpacked video where I'm breaking down what's going on with that particular situation. Now, in that same episode, he said something that I didn't really see anybody really reacting to, but I caught it. And I'm going to play it for you guys so you can hear it in its entirety, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts on it. Without further ado, roll the clip.
I'm not sure if you saw the press conference for the upcoming exhibition fight of Ryan Garcia versus Ruquilla Anpo.
Bruh.
It took place in LA on Tuesday,
Bruh.
and I was not there because Ryan's team thought they could negotiate this entire deal behind my back.
What? Huh?
Everyone is aware I have the global rights to Ryan Garcia's fights. So what the fuck? When you sign a contract, it means it's legally binding and means you must abide by the terms or risk getting sued.
Bruh.
Which is what we unfortunately have to do if Golden Boy is not included in this fight. And for any who says I'm trying to block this fight,
Bruh.
you are stupid and wrong. I want Ryan to make money. I want him to fight. But I demand he honors his contract.
Bruh.
I mean, let's say you grew some balls and started a business. Would you as the owner let things slide and give certain people a pass?
What?
Would you just take it in the ass? No, you wouldn't. And neither am I.
So you guys seen that clip from De La Hoya's Clapback Thursday, and he basically said that the power is in his hand. I'm just paraphrasing because you guys got to see it. He basically said the power is in his hand, and Golden Boy has a legally binding contract with Ryan Garcia. Should Ryan Garcia and Fanmio and whoever that put this event together, Ryan exhibition fight with Anpo, he's saying he holds the cards to making that happen because he doesn't want to, but if Ryan forces his hand, he will sue Ryan Garcia. Wow. The other thing he said that was very interesting was he said Ryan's people or Ryan's team went behind his back and orchestrated this without his knowledge. You know, so he's saying I have legal jurisdiction and I got to be included in Ryan's fights internationally, I think he said, and they went and organized this without my say-so, without my approval. And he's like, that can't happen. And he's like, some people, you know, put yourself in my shoes. If you had a company, and I don't know, when he said that, I don't know why he kind of dissed the listener. He said, if you had, you know, had a pair and started your own business, like, I don't understand why you, to give an analogy, you don't really have to insult the audience to help them see your point of view. I just thought that was weird, found that weird from De La Hoya. But nonetheless, he basically said he'll sue Ryan Garcia if he has to. And he's saying that if somebody was trying to jerk you, you would basically do the same thing. Listen, it has been abundantly clear for quite some time that Ryan and Golden Boy and Oscar, they do not see eye to eye. There was a time where Ryan was fighting Oscar Duarte, and it was very apparent. Ryan was taking shots at B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins, who works with Golden Boy. Also Oscar De La Hoya. De La Hoya was like in the background when Ryan was on the podium, and he was talking ish about Golden Boy. Oscar was rolling his eyes. You know, it was just, it looked bad. You know, you don't really see yes, there's been fighters who they split with their management, they split with their promoter, but that's usually when they talk ish after. Like Andy Ruiz leaves Top Rank and then he talks about Bob Arum and Top Rank after he's already severed ties with that. But weirdly, with Ryan Garcia, he's still under contract, so he's with them, but it is clear to me that they don't really see eye to eye. I mean, Oscar constantly talks about PBC and Al Heyman and what they're doing, but one thing he won't tell you is PBC never really has to deal with this. Like, you talk all this ish about Al Heyman and, you know, he doesn't do interviews and PBC won't make fights and all this other junk, but this is one thing that you don't really often see with PBC, which is Al Heyman, the advisor, and his fighters are betraying him and hooking up, setting up fights without him. You know, according to Oscar de la Hoya, he said this was orchestrated without his knowledge and without his input in his company, despite Ryan being under contract. So you have to ask yourself, why is Ryan doing this? Like, why is Ryan, if you're his guy and you're his promoter, why would he not go through the appropriate channels and try to cut you out, as you say, to the point where you have to sue? So something is going on, even though it appears that Ryan and Oscar like mended their relationship. Clearly not, because again, when's the last time you've seen a fighter who was signed with Al Heyman as his advisor and Al Heyman said, hey, they went behind my back and set up a fight and I didn't sign off on it, I might have to sue my own fighter? It sounds bloody ridiculous. It sounds very unprofessional. Why is this occurring? I think that's the big question. And, you know, Oscar's kind of in a weird light right now because he has the Zepeda fight. Mysteriously, Zepeda is injured when he was supposed to fight Shakur. Then his fighter, Floyd Schofield, stepped up and says, we'll fight Shakur, send us an offer. And then Eddie Hearn and Shakur's side did that. And then it doesn't sound like Eddie Hearn is hearing back from De La Hoya, because it doesn't seem like De La Hoya truly wants to make the Floyd Schofield fight. Will it happen? Will they force his hand? We'll see. But De La Hoya is kind of in the way as promoter of his own fighters' like internal wishes. Floyd Schofield, he's trying to fight Shakur, and it sounds like De La Hoya is the one putting up resistance. Ryan is trying to fight this Anpo exhibition, and again, the resistance is coming from De La Hoya, but De La Hoya let him tell it. He says he wants Ryan to fight, you know, so we'll see how this plays out. But I thought this was very interesting that despite them, you know, squashing their beef, Ryan is choosing and electing to go outside of Golden Boy to stage his own fights. And he said that's why I wasn't at the press conference. De La Hoya lives in Vegas. The press conference was in LA, and he doesn't seem to be a part of it. So we'll see. I don't know what will happen with Ryan's exhibition. Watch this space, and I will let you know as soon as we get updates.